This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Whew. Yeah, only the Saints, Ryan. Only the Saints can not allow the Green Bay Packers to score a touchdown an entire game in week one in Jacksonville, where there's more Packer fans than Saints fans. And that, that feeling of euphoria that just, even for us, right? Me and you, we're not emotionally invested. So the losses don't affect us. But right. Even wins like that, bro, it's just makes you feel good. Can't even enjoy it alone, bro. The hits came hard after the Green Bay game. Hard. So hard, bro. I'm gonna list them off. And then we'll break them down individually and discuss them more in depth. We were going to do a quick 15, 20 minute yesterday. Now we looking like we gotta do a 30-minute, 45-minute episode.
I know, man. Fuck.
So, all right. In the game, we saw Marshawn Lattimore. The contract extension was agreed to before the game. Got his squab, goes out, shuts down Devontae Adams. Has some help with Marcus Williams, whatever. But for all intents and purposes, did his thing against Devontae Adams. Doesn't come back from the locker room second half. So we're thinking oh shit, he tweaked the knee because he was questionable with the knee before the game. So he comes out, he has a cast on his hand.
Right.
And then on a key play of the game, completely causes a press breakup. So come to find out he gets thumb surgery, right? Thumb surgery. So he's kind of going to be a week to week type of thing. It doesn't, we don't know if it was is it going to be a pain management issue or what, but he has thumb surgery. During the game, Eric McCoy goes down. It looked bad. We said on the recap episode, as soon as we saw it, we were just oh, fuck, here we go. Yeah. So reports put him out at least, I read into at least week 6 or after the bye. He's out. 2 first, who was maybe close to getting at least us calling him Marcus first.
Almost that.
He got the first. Nope. First, so I will say, first it came out, he left the game. First it came out, okay, it looks like he tore his pec, right? That's what it looks like, he tore his pec. Then after, I guess, further MRIs, further x-rays, what have you, didn't tear his pec, thank goodness, pec strain.
Oh. And he was playing with this big arm brace, so I'm guessing that's been an issue. That's what kept him out of camp for a while when he missed time, because that big fucking, Thomas Davis brace on his arm. I guess that's something that's been bothering him. So that sucks. I mean, that's some hits, bro. Those are starters. Everybody's oh, it'd be fine, and they could be fine, but those are starters.
Yeah, man.
And it's the Saints were already starting 10 new starters before that. So, and these are three legitimate starters that's already been there. So it's just man, your depth is taking hits.
Yes.
You got to constantly keep going to the well for depth, and depth runs out, man.
So let's start
that,
with
all that was 9:00 this morning.
Boom, 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 boom. We'll get into the 8 positive COVID tests. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Let's start with Marshawn. I'll say this: like we don't know how many weeks he's gonna miss. He's playing at a super high level, and it's just kind of that carryover that the reporting that came out consistently from training camp. Part of me, I'm not saying this is ideal, right? But knowing that Bradley Roby more than likely was going to start week 2 against the Panthers, and the level of play that Paulson Adebo, aka Don't Vax Me Bro, played against the Packers. It's like you said when we were watching the preseason, right? It's not ideal, but I think we could both agree that we feel better in theory about the secondary and the cornerbacks now if they have to go a couple of weeks without Marshawn than we as fans did before.
Right. And the thing is, I guess the major key, the only thing I'm kind of worrying about is the communication. I mean, the communication's been so solid so far, but now, you got a rookie in there. You have Bradley Roby, who, just got in the building. You got Desmond Trufant. So there's opportunities for mistakes to happen, just blown coverages or guys not knowing their assignment. So that's the one thing that I worry about. But talent-wise, obviously it's not ideal, but it's not bad. Like you have, legitimate corners that could, start and play. So it could be much worse. So, and look, I mean, we don't know how long Marshawn is going to be out. Lattimore is going to be out because, I mean, we just don't know. They say week to week, like, what does that even mean? Like you say, is it like a pain management thing? Is it just dependent on the opponent? I don't know. But I mean, I'm just in my mind. I got like maybe 2 weeks, But it's like, man, I don't know. He was out there with a damn cast on his head,
shutting down arguably the best receiver in football, bro.
Right. But I guess a guy like him, press coverage and all that, you don't want him out there getting his thumb caught up on something and and hurting it even more. So, it's gonna be interesting, bro. Like those are some hits, man. Like, look, Caesar looked good, man. Looked comfortable back at center. But another thing that happened was Eric McCoy spent all off season learning all the protection calls, and all the things that go into shit that Drew used to do, because he was a savant. Now all that stuff fell on the center. Eric McCoy spent all summer learning that stuff. So now, Caesar has to pick that shit up, and I'm probably gonna, some of it's gonna fall on Jameis too. So it's just little wrinkles like that, man, that you can't really predict, or you don't know how it's gonna go, but it's just a few little extra wrinkles that kind of come into play that you just hope doesn't make a major impact.
Yeah, and I saw this thing on Twitter, fan kind of talking that instead of messing with 2 positions, even Sean Payton said, like, if Will Clapp was healthy, he would have played at center, but he wasn't. So the theory that the fan was bringing up on Twitter was just keep Caesar at right guard, and if Will Clapp is healthy enough to play, just play him at center. And like my response to that was, it was one game, but Caesar at center and the undrafted free agent Calvin Throckmorton in this. That's not an offensive lineman name. I don't know what is. Like he was just out there, and the offensive line didn't take a single step back. Now, again, that's one game, but the way I would see it is that until they show you differently, like they already kind of showed you in one game of how they could be, like, I don't think you can mess with that. I don't think you can just put Caesar back at guard and Will Clapp at center. Like, when you drafted Caesar, you drafted a center. So at least let him be a center until Eric McCoy is out, where he probably would thrive the most at that position.
And what's crazy is Catherine Terrell told me Caesar didn't take one snap at center the whole season, like the whole off season. Not one snap. Wild? That's wild, man. And for him to just click on and, Alvin Kamara, he said he was trying to show Caesar something. Caesar's like, man, look, I know how to snap the ball, man. Like, I'm a center, bro. Like, chill. And it just goes like the dude played center for like 3-4 years in college, man. Like, he knows what he's doing.
At Michigan, bro. Like,
at Michigan. Like, well, all they do is run. So he just needs to pick up on the finer details as far as like reading defensive alignments, shit like that. But other than that, man, like, let the boy cook,
So are you under the same opinion that Caesar should stay at center?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
mean, the worst thing that could happen is you end up with the guy that's bi-positional. You know what I'm saying? Just like Pete used to be like the /LT. You know what I'm saying? Remember that shit? Oh man, Pete, he's basically two positions. Oh, I used to hate that. But like with Caesar, he showed he could play guard and he should be an excellent center. Like, that was the draft profile on him. This guy's a day one starter at center. Okay, maybe he wasn't day one, but
But now it's his time to shine, right? Like,
it's time to shine.
It's his time to shine. I did see someone getting my mention saying, well, like, oh, Eric McCoy better ever get back, or you might not get center back. I was like, excuse me? Stop. Just stop. And I mean, we'll get into our Panther preview, but Caesar gonna be going against Derek Brown, going against the Panthers. It's gonna be some matchups, bro.
I kept trying to tell people, man, it's like, don't expect every game to be like the Green Bay game, man. Like,
no,
things played out perfectly, and that's not to take anything away from the Saints. Like, they played perfectly, but things played out perfectly. It's just not going to happen every week. It's just not, man. Like, going to run into some adversity here and there. Some bad calls, bad penalties. Maybe a player, makes a mistake here and there. It's going to cost. This shit's going to happen. This is the NFL, man. Like, it's not going to go like this every week. So, it's just going to be interesting to see how the team plays in just different circumstances.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, the Panthers game is going to be a good, interesting test. Let's get to the defensive line. 2 first. Just see. What'd you text me, bro? You was like, bro, pull up the Dennis Green press conference, bro. Pull it up.
That's what we thought he is, man. Like, come on, man.
He is the I can't even, like, he's a little less than like the Davian Clowney level, because like at least Clowney you saw games where he would just take over the game and like win the game for his team at some times, right? As a pro, not often, but like there are times where Clowney just completely wrecked the game.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 first is like, I don't know, man. It's like that. It's like that 8, 9 you would been tracing, bruh. Like, it's that Kanye verse. Still feel like there's some bitches that owe me sex. Like, you just chasing that 8, 9, and she finally come over to the house. You get her to come over, and you go over to her crib, and like nothing happens. You're just like,
right. You with blue balls, bro. Just like, what?
Just driving home, just pissed, bro. If that is not the fucking description of Marcus Davenport, bro, I don't know what is. I really don't, bro.
It's like, man, it is he's such a frustrating player, man. Such a frustrating player, man. Because you want the guy to do well. We want to it's not like we hate the guy. We want him to do
No.
well. But he disappoints you every time. Just like Traquan. Don't even get me started on Traquan.
Oh, on our Traquan, if Traquan was healthy, he'd probably be cut, bruh. Todd, shout out to Todd on Twitter. Bruh, Todd tweeted a couple of days ago, I'm surprised they evacuated Traquan.
Just left his ass down. Figure that shit out,
homie. But here's where I will go into a little of a rant, right? Week two, if hashtag who first, shout out to the homeboy Joey for the nickname. If Peyton Turner is not active week 2, we gonna have problems.
Come on now. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
Like you can't.
I ain't saying he got to start, but
no.
Come on, man. Let the kid get some steps.
You can't tell me as an organization when they drafted Peyton Turner, one of it probably some of it had to do with Trigger Trey leaving, who's getting some pressures on Kirk Cousins. Trigger Trey left. But for sure, part of that also, too, was if they're looking long-term as an organization, I know they were thinking, well, Marcus Davenport ain't going to be on our team that many more years, right?
Exactly.
He's injury-prone, whatever. He's not in our future plans long-term. We need someone, to develop, eventually take his spot over. Listen, it happens fast in the NFL. Marcus Davenport, 2 first, is the player that he's always shown him to be. Shows flashes, gets hurt. Peyton Turner needs to play week 2. He needs to play.
A first-round pick, man. Who's the kid? Tryon or whatever?
Joe Tryon.
Get him in there.
He needs to play, bro. Like you said, he don't need to maybe not start, but on critical.
Give him 25, 30 snaps.
He needs to be in the rotation, man. If that inactive report
comes now, win. I mean, if he's healthy, not now, win. What?
Yeah, because last week I heard people were I had to block a guy because I couldn't deal with this bullshit. He was like, they were just getting him ready and didn't want to rush him back. And I was like, but he was full all week, bro. He was full. So if he's full,
you're asking him to rush the passer now. It's not okay, Green Bay, I get it because Green Bay's offense is, can be kind of technical as far as the motions and the stuff like that. So when you think about it, okay, because they will abuse you if you're not. If you make the wrong step, it's done. They'll abuse you. I don't see Carolina like that, especially with Sam Darnold. He's a little more reactive to pressure, if you want to say it like that. So, man, get him in there, bro. Especially if, depending on how the game works out, if you get into some, obvious pass situations or something like that. Shoot, man, let that boy cook, man.
He's partly the reason why he was drafted to replace Marcus Davenport. Well, like I said, that timeline's been it's sped up, bro. He needs to play. Shout out to I can't even say his name, bro. Number 90, bro.
Tano.
There you go. Can't say it, bro. I told this to Joey earlier this evening. I said the game he played against Green Bay, I don't think his entire career in Kansas City did he have a game that good.
Nah, man, it was crazy.
And with Marcus Davenport being hurt, it's gonna be needed, bro.
We need him. Remember you get him. Start Tano. Let Peyton Turner come in there on some third down, some obvious passing steps. You got big creep season sitting back creeping. Cam Jordan. I saw him move Cam Jordan and like have him go against guards sometime and somebody on the outside. Like you just mix it up, man. And it's Sam Darnold now, bro. Like like you gotta
light him up.
Put the heat on him.
Light him up. I will say, I 100% understand why there was such a this rush in the building to keep Ryan Nielsen. Like you see it.
Oh yeah, you see it, bro.
You see it.
To me, he's the most important position coach on the team without question.
I don't know, man.
Without question, bro.
I would lean Chris Richard, but you might be right.
Without question, the defensive line has been the number one thing that's changed since 2017.
Yes.
In the secondary too. I'm not just counting the secondary. In that too. But we had Aaron Glenn there, you know what I'm saying? Now we got Chris Richard. It's been a talent influx in the secondary and the coaching. But with the DL, man, like we've seen it, like these UDFAs coming in and guys just contributing, like it's so crucial. Night and day from what we like. Do you remember the defensive line, bro? We had to deal with for years, bro. It's like nothing. Like it used to be zero pressure, zero hits, zero sacks. Just like
real quick, RIP out to Paris. Paris.
Oh man. Oh, that was crazy. 37, man.
I saw his age. I was like, how? What?
37, man. Younger than me.
Don't make no sense, man.
I didn't see a report. How? Like what?
No, I don't think I haven't either.
Yeah, so.
While we're talking about the rookies, real quick, gotta address this too, real quick, because we're probably not going to address it in the Panthers pod episode since we own Peyton Turner. Okay, but stop, undrafted free agent Throckmorton aside, Paulson Adebo aside, you're number 28 overall, and you're number 60 overall. Where they at?
Werner. No.
Pete
Werner, bro.
I texted you this today. I said, as long as Quan is healthy and Zach Bond continues to just show incremental improvement, make plays, and I think the coverage thing for Zach Bond is huge, but just him in the run game, is good. He's there. I said, Ryan, I don't know how Pete gets on the field.
You got Caden Ellis. It's just like,
bruh, when I saw Caden Ellis on the field, I was like, are they playing some 3-3-5? Like they had to in some sense we're playing 3-3-5. I don't know how Warner gets on the field. I'm not saying this is not a referendum on him being a bad pick. I'm just saying I don't know how he plays.
I don't see it. If they stay healthy, I don't see them playing much this season. Just because, he just got good players in front of him. Like, it's just going to take time. And, maybe that's a good thing because players get injured. But right now, if everybody stays healthy, I just don't see them getting on the field.
No.
With what Quan could do in coverage and Ellis could do in coverage and, Mario and what Bond could do with his pressures and
we got
linebackers, man. You won't cry, man. It's
just makes me fucking emotional, bro. Just need a moment. Just take it in. Shit.
Take it in, man.
So I feel like that all the injuries, all that was negative, but we had to talk about it. Kenny Stills, Ryan, signed to the Saints practice squad with a likely expectation that on game day he'll be elevated.
Oh yeah.
I tweeted it when it happened. I said, #Saints Twitter got that man signed.
I'm telling you, man, I've been in Sean Payton mentions. Like, bro. And I know man, eyes don't lie, bro. Like,
No.
the guy, they weren't getting open. Deontay Harris is the only player getting open consistently.
Yes.
Week 1. Only one. I mean, look, Sean could scheme guys open like Juwan Johnson, Chris Hogan, things like that. I'm talking about like man to man, get open, beat your guy. Deontay Harris was the only one beating his guy. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton see that shit like he sees it. Like he knows he needs to bring somebody in that can beat man coverage. And I mean, look, can he get along in it too? But he's always been a guy that could beat. He's a good route runner and he got nice speed, so he could get open. They needed it, bro. They needed help.
They did, and we talked about it on a little bit on the preview pod, or I know we brought it up on the show. Is just I love what Marquez Callaway was able to do in preseason, what he did against the Jags. Love that, but when you like the quote unquote the guy, and you getting like Jair Alexander on you, bro, like
it's different.
It's different, bro. Like,
look, Mike Thomas is a number 1 wide receiver in this league, and he gets shut down at times. It happens. Like,
yes,
when the defense wants to take you out, they take you out, bro. So it's like it wasn't surprising at all to me for like him to have like Marcus Keller have he had 2 catches. It was like didn't surprise me at all, man, because he was gonna go up against Jair Alexander. They were going to target him, and they were going to remove him from the game plan. And I mean, I haven't looked closely at Panthers corners. They have some talent there, but they look like they could be taken advantage of. So I wouldn't be surprised if Callaway has a better game against the Panthers, depending on how they play it.
You ready for the J.C. Horn storylines?
Oh Lord, he gonna have a pick, ain't he? I ain't wishing bad on. I'm not wishing bad on James, man, but you know how this shit go. I don't watch too many games. I remember
it's in the script, bro. It's in the script.
Tyrann Mathieu first game against the Saints as a rookie, he picked off Drew Brees. I think Debo out of the Falcons, he picked off Drew Brees.
Odell had like the 3 touchdowns.
Odell has 3. It's just come on, man. Like I know. I mean, J.C. Horn, he's not really a New Orleans kid, but I mean, look, his dad played here. He was one of the greatest Saints of all time. I know he won't get a pick. Get a pick off the Saints.
You know Joe Horn gonna be in the stand. You know it.
Oh, you know it. But I didn't watch any Panthers, so I don't know how J.C. Horn performed or.
I mean, it's the Jets. So like I saw some.
Yeah.
I saw some red zone. Zach Wilson was able to do some things when he like kind of broke contain and scramble drilled, and Corey Davis had 2 touchdowns. But I will say having Kenny Stills, I'm not saying this, things are magically just going to get better, but like to your point, having someone that Sean is familiar with and already probably knows the majority of the offense, can kind of like pick it up really quickly. Listen, man, like I think the last play I remember that Kenny Stills made as a player was like that Texans Chiefs game, which was like 2 seasons ago in the playoffs. And he had like a 50-yard touchdown against the Chiefs. So like he can still play. He can play. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets kind of incorporated and like what kind of happens to the receiver room. So you're gonna have Callaway, you're gonna have Deontay. Is Lil Jordan gonna be inactive now? What happens to Chris Hogan? I will say though that crackback block that Chris Hogan had,
that was nice, man. And
that'll keep you on the field.
He's that type of player, man. Just lunch pail, and even the touchdown, man. Like for him to just be in phase with Jameis, and just stay open and just kind of stay within that passing lane for Jameis. Like that's good shit.
It was so like The only person I think potentially could be the odd man out in terms of if Kenny's on the active roster, is Lil Jordan. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I think that's right.
Let's finish it off with the last thing that Adam Schefter tweeted about that I believe Nick Underhill broke first was kind of sick, bro. Got 8 positive COVID tests. 6 offensive coaches, a nutritionist, and your boy, Twitter fingers himself. Maybe, to quote our boy Miguel, might have to call him can't bats Mike now. I don't know.
Man.
Michael Thomas.
Like, come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. COVID observer. Like, man, how you get fired on your day off? I'm like, what? But he has been with the team, so it makes sense. And with the coaches, it's just, it sucks because, apparently the coaches are all vaccinated, but
right, and I figured they were. I 100% figured that all of them were.
So it's just like, look, vaccinated people carry corona.
Yes.
It's a fact of the science. So if you go test every week, I would love to see a study done. I don't know. There might be one out there, but, the percentage of vaccinated people that are carrying, or just tested vaccinated people that are carrying corona. I'm just interested to know. Because it's just, it's just crazy, man. Like, this virus is crazy, bro. But it's like, damn, man, come on, Mike, man. Like, bro, you ain't been in the news enough. You're not even playing right now, bro. Like, stay out the news.
And I think our guy Chris Ratatouille, I don't know, man. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, I think he tweeted, like, I think maybe Mike was on, like, social media. I don't know if it was IG or whatever. Like, he was partying in Vegas. But I will say, do you think that this mini contained outbreak, let's say, especially because of so many offensive head coaches that it's impacted, will have an effect on the game?
I mean, who are the offensive head coaches? I'm like,
I don't know, man.
Like, is it Pete Carmichael? Who's the QB coach now? I don't even know who's the QB coach. I'm assuming it's like a wide receiver assistant coach. I mean, it sounds like that's your whole offensive staff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
Outside of Sean Payton, like,
bro, it's just gonna be Sean and just the entire defense on the sideline. That's it.
Oh man.
Oh, that's it.
What a mess, bro.
Complete mess. But
I mean, I don't know what you do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your coaches are 100% vaccinated. It's like, what are you getting out the deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if they still got to be out, it's like, so what? I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing here then. So they won't be able to be at practice. They won't be at the game.
Right.
Because, I mean, obviously they got to protect McMahon and Debo. Debo still hot out here, bro. I'm sure Pete Werner. I'm just sure Pete Werner ain't vexed. Who else?
It is very interesting because, like, Sean Payton was, me and my girl were talking about this on the phone earlier. Like, he was one of the more like the quickest person, coach-wise, in any sport to try to get ahead of this COVID thing, because he was like the first prominent head coach in any sport to get COVID when everything was popping off. I remember the tweet. Boom, Sean Payton got COVID. Oh shit.
It's
early, bro. Like
April. It was like April 2020.
Yeah, like it was like a couple of weeks before the draft.
Yeah.
And so has been, on the whole COVID thing, but yet they have still not announced that the Saints are 100% vaccinated because they ain't.
Hey, man.
The Vikings are not the Vikings. Sorry, Falcons are 100% vaccinated. The Bucks are. I think there may be other, but like the Saints aren't one of them. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They'll
never be mad. Debo would never get that shit. Mike Thomas might be like, "Oh, I'm rehabbing. I don't need it right now." Who knows? But judging from the likes I've seen, he's on that side too, where it's just like, "I'm not getting it" or whatever. So I don't think it'll ever be 100.
No, I don't think it will either. You just have, as a fan, you just have to hope that it doesn't affect, wouldn't it, actually, I shouldn't even say this out loud, but like, wouldn't it be like the most Saints thing ever? Like if they made it to the Super Bowl and like Debo just got the whole fucking cornerback room, bro, just out. We got to start Corey White.
Oh man, did you see that Junior tweet? I know you got a block, probably.
Yeah, of course I do. So no, I didn't see it. Oh, about Keaton Lewis?
He said, I wish I got a chance to play with corners like Mo Lattimore. All I had was Keaton Lewis and Corey White.
Man, did have to do Keaton like that. Keaton had a year where he was elite, like a year and a half where he was elite.
That 1 year, bro. That 1 year he came.
He did.
Clutch for us, man.
Yeah, bro. Oh man, so much time has passed. So that we just wanted to record an episode where got everyone kind of up to date with everything, share our thoughts, injuries, COVID, Kenny Stills, all that. Everyone's up to date. I want to say to I would say this probably started when we started doing like the recap episodes this past preseason football picking up. We did the episode with Greg and his cachet, got a lot of listens. This past recap episode we did against the Packers, and I think some of that probably was like just that you're again that euphoric feeling you feel as a fan where you just want to like consume all the fucking good Saints content. You just want to, maybe that was part of it. That said, the numbers that the pod did for that episode, the Packers recap episode, I know for sure we're doing over 1,000 on Apple. I know you told me that we had 1,000 downloads on Podbean. I don't know how many we had on Spotify, but man, it's something. We are getting quite a few and often more Patreon donations, which is we can't thank the listeners enough. So I'm gonna spoil it. So I said it on the recap show. So I think I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. So going forward, so for anyone who's a Patreon donator or whatever, when we record the rapid recap episode, if you're a Patreon donator, you will get access to that episode when it drops that night, that afternoon, Sunday afternoon, whenever it drops, you get it. If you're not, you get it first. If you're not, contributing to Patreon, you have to wait till the next day and get it, because we want to reward the people that support us. And so this is a way we figure that we could give back to the people that support us. And I will say, there are plans for us to have more live video shows. I just moved in to a new place. Ryan's going to be moving in 2 weeks. So like the timing is not the best right now for us to do video shows because there's really nowhere for us to like do a video show and it look decent. But once we all get set up and everything and he gets settled into his new place, I get settled in here, we will start doing more like live episodes and things like that, YouTube, whatever, and just doing things like that. But I just want to take time to just really show appreciation for all the support that we've been getting, especially lately, but for like just in general, all the support that everyone's provided us. We can't thank you guys enough.
Can't thank you enough, man. We really appreciate that. So that's what we want to do for you. So when you can become a Patreon, you're getting a little extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no equality here, baby. Like, you a Patreon, you first in line. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Titanic. Like the Titanic, man. You know what I'm saying? Titanic, the rich. We got y'all can get on the boat. We got the boats on the Titanic.
Y'all ponies though?
Man, I just gotta wait a little bit. You like it?
A little bit. We also want to figure out, and this is later down the line, like different tiers, what have you, of things that we can give to our, the people who support us, and especially in terms of Patreon. But all that said, we really appreciate it. And then it's football season now, so like for sure, expect more episodes and more content from us when we can do it, because like we have shit to talk about like often now, and it's the Saints, guys. We're always gonna have something to talk about.
We might have to drop an emergency podcast tomorrow because you just never know. You never know.
Never know, bro. So just we got you guys covered. We will do the Panthers preview, like in-depth episode. We're gonna do that this week, and that's gonna be up and everything. And I keep saying but anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all your support. With that, we're out.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.